A war has erupted between two heavyweight political commentators in the wake of Joy Reid's shock firing from MSNBC after the network suffered a string of ratings disasters and money woes.
All right, folks, buckle up because we've got another classic media meltdown on our hands. Joy Reid, one of the most insufferable race baiters on television, has been fired from MSNBC. Finally. And of course, this has sent the usual suspects into a full-blown tantrum. Megyn Kelly wasted no time calling out Reid for what she was, an unwatchable, low-rated activist posing as a journalist. But here comes Don Lemon, fresh off his own firing, raging into the scene like a washed-up CNN castaway, telling Megyn Kelly to, and I quote, "go fank yourself." Yes, that's the level of intellectual debate we're dealing with. Let's dive in.
My show had value, and that what I was doing had value. And in the end, I try not to cry on TV. And this is kind of like being on TV, so I apologize.
Oh, please. Here we go with the waterworks. Joy Reid talking about her value like MSNBC was running a charity for failed TV hosts. Look, if your show had value, people would have watched it. It's not complicated. You can't be on a network that relies on advertisers, rake in low ratings, and expect to stick around. And let's be real, Joy Reid crying on TV is peak irony. This is the same woman who spent years mocking conservatives, race baiting, and pushing hoaxes like Russian collusion and the white supremacist uprising of January 6th. But now it's her time to go, and suddenly she wants sympathy. Nah, not buying it. If cancel culture wasn't a one-way street, she'd be the first to cheer if a conservative host got axed. So forgive me if I don't pull out the tissues. Let's continue.
Not everyone was devastated. Outspoken commentator Megyn Kelly had no sympathy for Reid.
The big news tonight will be Joy Reid's final show on MSNBC. Single tear, white woman tears happening right here, Joy. She was officially fired over the weekend because she's a racist, horrible news anchor with no ratings. And that's really been the truth for a long time. MSNBC's under new management, and I guess they decided to come to grips with reality. The truth is, this is very sad news for us, as she's provided so much material over the years. I feel the way I felt when Brian Stelter got fired, but he came back, and you never know. I'm sure Joy Reid will wind up doing something where we will continue to get to respond to her absolutely insane POV.
This sparked a war of words online, with former CNN host Don Lemon blasting Kelly's response.
Let me just say to Megyn Kelly, in my 30-some years as a journalist and my 50-some years as a person of color, go f*** yourself. Okay?
Wow, Don Lemon really bringing that classic CNN-level professionalism, huh? This is the guy who used to lecture people about decency in politics. Now, reduced to a bitter ex-anchor, throwing tantrums on YouTube. Imagine spending decades in the industry, getting fired for being unbearable twice, and your grand comeback moment is screaming profanity at Megyn Kelly. Talk about falling off. And can we talk about the sheer irony here? This is the same Don Lemon who constantly whined about Trump being divisive and uncivil. But the second someone, gasp, criticizes Joy Reid, he loses it. Megyn Kelly didn't even say anything controversial. She just told the truth. Joy Reid had terrible ratings, and MSNBC finally decided to stop pretending she was watchable. That's not racism. That's just capitalism. But of course, in the world of Don Lemon, criticizing a black host for being bad at their job is a personal attack on all people of color. And let's not forget, the only reason Lemon is still in the conversation is because he got his show canceled too. Misery loves company, and Don is trying to stay relevant by throwing public tantrums. Maybe if he spent less time screaming into a webcam and more time figuring out why nobody wants to watch him, he wouldn't be in this situation. Anyway, let's move on.
And Lemon didn't stop there, showing his support for Reid by hosting a bizarre watch party live on YouTube for Reid's final show.
Hi, everyone. We're preparing at my house and on the Don Lemon Show for a Joy Reid watch party. So we will see you at 7 Eastern on the Don Lemon Show on YouTube to to watch the farewell for Joy Reid on MSNBC. We'll see you then.
Joy Reid's colleague and rumoured replacement Jen Psaki also sang her praises with a lengthy tribute.
I know Joy just ended her show by thanking her team, which is the most authentically Joy thing to do, I can tell you, and they are also a very incredible team. But I want to start this show tonight by thanking her. I want to thank her because she's done amazing work here. She does tell stories no one tells. She does that fearlessly on her show.
But it wasn't only Megyn Kelly rejoicing at the news of Reid's departure. Commentator Rob Smith said Joy Reid's show was trash.
Joy Reid, your show had no value. It was trash, it was propaganda, and it was one of the most damaging things to the unity of America that I have ever seen. There was not one single scam over the past 5 to 7 years that you have not foisted on the American public. You foisted the BLM scam on the American public. You foisted the Russian collusion delusion on the American public. You foisted the January 6th basically lie and propaganda on the American public. You pushed the COVID propaganda on the American public. And so now that you have outlived your usefulness as an effective propaganda tool for the corporate masters that you serve, they have gotten rid of you, which is what happens. I hope that you are happy and feel good about yourself for basically denigrating Black Republicans, for crapping all over Black Republicans like Byron Donalds, Black Republicans like Tim Scott, Black Republicans like me. Black Republicans, you did nothing but smear, denigrate, and bully all of us because we did not fall in line with that agenda. So your tears are delicious. I care nothing about these tears because you are a liar, you are a racist, and you are a propagandist, and I'm glad your show is gone.
And perhaps the happiest person with the news was Donald Trump. The president applauded the sacking, particularly as he was a victim of Joy Reid's sprays countless times. He wrote on Truth Social, "Lowlife chairman of Comcast, Brian Roberts, the owner of ratings challenge NBC and MSDNC, has finally gotten the nerve up to fire one of the least talented people in television, the mentally obnoxious, racist Joy Reid. Based on her ratings, which were virtually non-existent, she should have been canned long ago, along with everyone else who works there."
At the end of the day, Joy Reid got fired because she was bad at her job. That's it. No conspiracy, no racism, just reality. But the left can't handle reality. So instead, we get Don Lemon cursing at Megyn Kelly, Joy Reid crying on air, and Jen Psaki pretending MSNBC just lost a journalistic legend instead of a professional grievance monger. And honestly, Rob Smith nailed it when he called out Joy Reid for being nothing more than a propaganda machine. He's absolutely right. Reid pushed every left-wing scam imaginable and had zero interest in the truth. She smeared Black conservatives just for daring to think differently. And now that she's been tossed aside by the same establishment she served, she wants sympathy? Sorry, not happening. But what do you guys think? Is this meltdown hilarious or just sad at this point? Drop your thoughts in the comments, give the video a like, and if you enjoy content like this, hit that subscribe button. More reactions coming soon. See you in the next one.